Hello, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am Nick from Australia. Tonight's video is going to be my thoughts and opinions and my reaction to the round 1 NRL fixture for 2020. They have released the NRL round 1 draw for next year today, and I'm going to give you my thoughts and opinion on it. Now, before I get into that, I just want to say, if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you press that subscribe button. We're getting closer and closer to 1,000 subscribers. That is the goal, to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So hopefully we can achieve that. And I just want to say I appreciate everyone who takes the time out of their day or night to watch my videos. It's much appreciated, and I'm thankful for the ongoing support. So without further ado, let's get into it. So if you haven't already seen the round 1 NRL draw, don't worry, I will give it to you right here. The NRL draw for round 1 2021 is released, and this is the draw. Personally, I'm not impressed with the draw. I think they could have done better. Now, let me just go through it, and I'll give you my thoughts and opinions on some of the matches. So, Thursday night, to open the season off, I've got the Storm up against the Rabbitohs at AAMI Park at 7:50. Then I've got the Knights up against the Bulldogs on the Friday 6 o'clock game at McDonald Jones Stadium. Knights Bulldogs at McDonald Jones. The other game on the Friday night, the 7:50 one up at Suncorp, Broncos and the Eels. Saturday, probably in New Zealand, the 3 o'clock game, the Warriors and the Gold Coast. 5:30 on the Saturday night at the Sydney Cricket Ground, the Roosters versus the Seagulls. Saturday night, the main event, the 7:30 game at Penrith Stadium, Panthers versus Cowboys. Sunday afternoon at Canberra Stadium, 4 p.m, Raiders versus Tigers. And the last one, Sunday night, 6:30 at Cogra, Cronulla versus St. George. Now, my thoughts, my opinion on the draw for round 1. I am very, very disappointed with what they have done for round 1. I believe it is a terrible, terrible fixture. They could have done so much better with the fixture. Now, I know a lot of people out there wanted to see a lot of rivalry games, a lot of big games. Now, look, I agree. I'd like to see a couple rivalry games in the opening round. I'd like to see some big games. I don't want to see games that don't interest people. I don't want to see games that, you turn the telly on and you're like, let's turn the NRL on. Oh, hang on a minute. It's the fucking Bulldogs versus the Roosters. The Roosters will win this one by 50. They're the games that you don't want to see in the opening round. You want to see great competitive games. You don't want to see shit games in round 1. Now, don't get me wrong. You're not going to, every game that is released, every game that is on the fixture, not every game is going to be a good game. You're going to get a couple of dud games. Now, having a look at the fixture here, you could have at least 5 to 6 fantastic quality rugby league games for round 1. But no, what they have done, so they fucked the draw in my opinion. So we'll go through it. So you got Melbourne and Souths as the opening game. Now, I don't have a problem with the Melbourne Storm being involved in the opening game. I have a problem with it being in Melbourne. Now, look, here's the thing. So obviously the year's been a bit of a disruption with coronavirus and all that. We all know about that. Victoria's copped it more than any other place in Australia. To open the season in Victoria when there's a lot of uncertainty on the crowd capacity by March, I think is ridiculous. The NRL season normally opens up in Sydney, somewhere in New South Wales, but no. They've decided to go to fucking Victoria and play Melbourne versus Souths when you're going to be competing against the AFL, where across the road at the MCG, you're probably going to have more people go to that because Victoria is more of an AFL area more than an NRL area. So I don't understand why you're going to have the Melbourne Storm open the season in Victoria. I'm happy for the Melbourne Storm to be in the first game, but play it in Sydney. Make them play someone in Sydney. I'm going to tell you guys as well, my fixture for round 1, if I was running things or if I was on the committee, but the people who run the NRL are clueless, they don't know what they're fucking doing, and I'll tell you right now, I will give you my round 1 fixture that I will do, and I guarantee you this for a fact, it'll be better than this stupid draw that they have released today, because I'm not a fan of it. Honestly. So Melbourne versus Souths in Melbourne. Terrible idea. If it was in Sydney, it wouldn't be too bad, I reckon. Because at least you know you can get 50,000 in Sydney because coronavirus in New South Wales is a lot better than it is in Victoria. So I think they've done a poor job there. Then you get the Friday night games. The 6 o'clock one's the first one at McDonald Jones Stadium. Newcastle versus Canterbury. Don't really have much of a problem with this. Newcastle normally play the 6 o'clock Friday game every year in round one. So, you know for a fact, if they play it in Newcastle, which they are, you know for a fact they'll get at least 25,000. So, at least you know that game will sell. And I have no problem with Newcastle versus Canterbury in round one. Not a problem at all with that. Then you get to the other Friday night one, which is the main game. Brisbane versus Parramatta at Suncorp Stadium. Now, here's the thing, right? Brisbane and Parramatta. Why is that a Friday night game? Why? I don't have a problem with the Broncos playing on a Friday night at Suncorp Stadium because they will sell. They will get at least 40 to 50,000. But let's be honest, man. Broncos and Parramatta is not going to sell out. If you get Broncos versus Cowboys or Broncos versus Titans, you are guaranteed 50,000 there. Broncos and Cowboys will be an instant sellout. It'll be sold out within 2 days. Broncos, Titans, if it doesn't get a sellout, it will get at least 48, 49,000. So I think sending Parramatta all the way up to Suncorp Stadium, where they could be playing a game at Bankwest where you could sell potentially 25 to 30,000, doesn't make much sense to mine. So Brisbane, Parramatta, not a fan of that being on the Friday night. Not a fan of that game being in the first round in general. Then on the Saturday, the Warriors and the Gold Coast, the 3 o'clock game, potentially in New Zealand. I think it will be in New Zealand. I'm just going to say, I am 100% behind the Warriors to play in New Zealand for the first round. I think the Warriors should play New Zealand for the first couple of rounds, to be honest. Considering the sacrifices that the New Zealand Warriors made in 2020, being in New South Wales, been away from their families for a long time, I have no problem whatsoever for the Warriors to be at home the first couple of rounds or just even the first round, whatever. But, playing the Gold Coast, not the best team to play against as in terms of, quality. But, in saying all that, the Gold Coast, they look like a team on the up, but we don't really know. But Warriors, Gold Coast, not a big fan of the Warriors playing the Titans, but not a whole lot we can do about that. I think it's not too bad. And then, what do we got? The Roosters and the Seagulls, 5:30 at the Sydney Cricket Ground, the SCG. Now, I don't really like this fixture, this matchup whatsoever. Roosters, you would expect them to play South Sydney, wouldn't you? I mean, it's the biggest rivalry in rugby league history, and you're going to have the Roosters play Manly instead of Souths. You play Roosters Souths. I don't know if you get a sellout at ANZ Stadium, but I'm telling you right now, if you have Roosters versus Souths, you're going to get at least 40 to 50,000, if not more, depending on the situation. But come on, man, SCG, it's a terrible ground to watch rugby league, especially if you're going to get a big capacity. The Roosters fans won't fucking travel to the SCG. Manly fans won't go to the SCG. It's a terrible fixture. Terrible. You could do so much better than this. Roosters Manly is not a good fixture for round one. And then in the 7:30 game on the Saturday night, you got Penrith against my team, North Queensland, at Penrith Stadium. Now look, I think Penrith are one of the sides that probably should host a game in round one. They're Penrith. They'll get 25,000. They'll sell out Penrith Stadium, whoever they play. But the Cowboys, wouldn't you rather see them play Brisbane or something? Honestly, Penrith and Cowboys, fucking hell. What a terrible game. It's going to be more fucking shit for round one. You're going to have me going on about Cleary. It's not a good idea. Penrith and North Queensland is not a good Saturday night game, in my opinion. And then Sunday, oh, fuck me, it gets worse. It gets fucking even worse. Sunday afternoon, 4 o'clock, GIO Stadium in Canberra. Channel 9 get to host this game as well. Canberra and the West Tigers? What the fuck? Canberra at home? Not a problem at all. West Tigers? Raiders and Tigers on a free-to-air game. I feel sorry for the people that don't have Foxtel. Because you're looking at the round one draw and you're going, right, Thursday, Friday night, 7:50, Sunday afternoon. Hope we get great games. Oh, what the fuck, Raiders and Tigers? That's pretty much the reaction to all the people that don't have Foxtel. But if you don't have Foxtel, you should just go to the fucking pub and watch it anyway. But Raiders and Tigers, That's a terrible fixture. That's fucking awful. What is the point of this game? Raiders and Tigers. Wouldn't you rather see Canberra play a big team and get a big game early? Like, remember last year when when the NRL restarted the season from round 3? Canberra played Melbourne. How good was that? We had a great game in the return of the NRL. So, Canberra vs West Tigers is a very lacklustre game. And then the final game, we've got Cronulla up against St. George, 6:30 on the Sunday night. Oh my God, they got it right. Cronulla vs St. George. Probably one of the only games they got right for round 1. It's a rivalry game. Both teams hate each other. They literally live next door. Cronulla vs St. George, probably the best thing that has happened to the round 1 fixture. Overall, if I had to give this round 1 fixture rating out of 10, I would give it a solid 2.5 out of 10. I think it's a very poor fixture. They have only done really one. Like, if you ever look at the game quality, I mean, the only good game here that I can really name that's going to be fantastic, that's going to be high quality, is probably Melbourne versus Souths. Everything else looks like shit. So, NRL, you should be ashamed of yourselves. You've really fucked up the round 1 fixture for next year. I don't like it one bit. I think it's a terrible fixture. There's only one rivalry game out of the whole fixture, which doesn't make any sense to me. But, you know what? Before I get out of here, I'm going to go through my 2021 NRL round 1 fixture. So this is Nick from Australia's round 1 fixture. We'll go through it and I'll explain why. So what I would do on the Thursday night to open the NRL season, I would have the Thursday night game at 7:50. I'd have the Penrith Panthers versus the Melbourne Storm at Penrith Stadium, the grand final rematch. I think on a Thursday night in Penrith, Panthers and Storm, you're probably going to get 20,000 at least. I think it'd be a great way to restart the season. Grand final rematch, get it out of the way early. I think it'd be a fantastic way to start the year. So why not? Penrith and Melbourne open the year in Penrith, in Sydney. You guarantee 20,000, maybe even a sellout. I think it'd be fantastic. And then on the Friday night, 6 o'clock, I'd have Newcastle. I agree. I like Newcastle. I'd have them play the Gold Coast at McDonald Jones Stadium. Newcastle probably get 25,000 because they're very loyal supporters. Are nice. They always get out. They always like to fill up McDonald Jones Stadium or Marathon Stadium, whatever you want to call it. I think Newcastle versus the Gold Coast would be a decent Friday night game on the first Friday night game anyway. And then the Friday night game at 8 o'clock up at Suncorp, the Broncos and the Cowboys. Fuck me. You'll get 52,000. Dead set. Guaranteed sellout. You'll get heaps of fans there. There won't be any seats available. It'll be a dead set sellout. Queensland Derby. One of the biggest rivalries in rugby league. It's a no-brainer. Why wouldn't you do it? Broncos, Cowboys. Come on now. And then the Saturday, 3 o'clock, Bulldogs and the West Tigers. I would have, actually what I would do, I'll say it straight away. I would have, on Super Saturday, a double header in New Zealand. I think a double header selling out Mount Smart Stadium. I'm not sure what the capacity is at Mount Smart. I think it's like 45,000 they can fit. I think a double header at Mount Smart Stadium would be fantastic. It'd be a good way of saying thank you to the New Zealand Warriors for the sacrifices that they made this year. I think a double header, one of the games is pretty low-key, but maybe the Bulldogs up against the West Tigers at 3 o'clock, and then after it, you could have the Warriors versus Manly. A double header at Mount Smart Stadium on the Saturday. Be absolutely magnificent, in my opinion. And then the Saturday 7:30 game, Parramatta versus Canberra at Bankwest Stadium. Two big sides that have been in the top 8 and the top 4 for the last couple of years. I think you'd definitely fill up Bankwest Stadium, would definitely sell it out. Canberra's been a big side the last couple of years. Parramatta have been very good the last couple of years as well. I think it'd be a fantastic game. Parramatta versus Canberra. Why not make it happen? Sunday, 2 o'clock. I'd have the 2 o'clock game. Fuck the 6:30 time slot. 2 o'clock Sunday. Dragons and Sharks at Cogra, Jubilee. It's a big rivalry game. Get it going. You'd get close to a sellout. Dragons, Sharks. You get 15,000, 20,000 there at least. Come on now. And then the last one, Sunday afternoon, 4 o'clock, ANZ Stadium. Rabbitohs and Roosters. Come on. The biggest rivalry in rugby league on a Sunday afternoon at ANZ Stadium. You're going to get 50,000, maybe 40,000. I don't know what the crowd will be. If it was back in the day, 20 years ago, you'd probably get a sellout. But come on, Souths and Roosters would be a fantastic way to end the round 1 season. So, what do you guys think? What do you guys think of my round 1 fixture compared to the NRL one? Which is better? Is my fixture for round 1 better than the NRL one? Or is the NRL one better than mine? Let me know in the comments below. But I think you need to start the season off with a bang. You need some big games. I know I put a couple of dud ones in, you know. Newcastle, Gold Coast, Bulldogs and Tigers. Probably not the best games to put in, but I've got at least 5 to 6 huge games for round 1. So, I mean, come on, NRL. You should really consider changing the fixture and going with my idea. Because my idea, I believe, is better than the NRL's idea. Because the NRL idea was fucking pathetic. I mean, who the fuck puts Brisbane and Parramatta on? I mean, that's not going to sell. Fuck me. Roosters and Seagulls, Warriors and Gold Coast. Do you want ratings on TV? Fox League, Channel 9. Raiders and Tigers on a Sunday afternoon at Canberra, free on Channel 9. Who the fuck wants to watch that? Honestly, what an absolute disgrace. But knowing me, I'll watch every NRL game, so I'll be excited for all the games. But come on now, I think the NRL round 1 draw is very disappointing, and I think they could have done a whole lot better than what they did, because I reckon their job was very, very poor. But you know what, guys? That's going to wrap up this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you guys go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate the support, guys. Thank you guys for watching this video. I'm out of here. Tomorrow will be my review on the Storm and the Panthers. So until then, stay safe. Have a fantastic Wednesday night. And I will see you guys in the next one.